Good evening, everybody. This is your host, Huge Pop, of the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. Tonight, we are here to talk about WWE Monday Night Raw and the releases, if we get a chance to talk about all that. I just want to take a shout out my brother here sitting to the left of me. He came out on Tuesday night. Thank you, Matt, for showing up. I think he just wants us to make sure we're doing this stuff correctly.
Hey, listen. Before you go any further, I'm just here because of the...
I'm better than you, and you know it.
So, I will say this, a couple shout outs. George is missing from here. Whatever's going on with him, pray for him and his family and how busy they are. Love to remember that we got to keep Cody Cornette in our prayers, man. He's got a bunch of stuff going on, and hopefully things work out for him as well. Matt put on a great show this afternoon. We had Detroit Lions. Lomas Brown was on the show this afternoon. That was pretty amazing to talk to Lomas Brown about his life in the Detroit Lions and all the winning Super Bowls with the Tampa Bay Bucks, all the way to his charity that he runs over in Detroit, Michigan. Also, thank you, Matt, for the intro video. He works hard on those intro videos. Thank you, Husky, for the soundtrack that he produced about 6 months ago. I appreciate everybody there. Rico, thank you for always being a brother. That we share the same. We share the same grandkids, so we gotta be friends, right? So no, but I would not give up these guys for the minute at all. These guys are my boys. And I thank you guys for that. With all that said, we are going to talk about Monday Night Raw. In my opinion, it was a shit show, but there were some things about it that was good. But I guess my opinion on this is they gave us an amazing show the first time they put on Netflix. And I think, in my opinion, we'll start with this. Have you guys thought the quality or the show has decreased at all since the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix? Well, I don't care who goes first.
Obviously, the first one was going to be a banger, and it was going to be crazy. They had to, first ever time on Netflix, so they had to go all out. Now, has it been that good? No, not as good as the first one, but it hasn't been terrible. It hasn't been like, oh, okay, I'm bored, I'm going to change channel. Okay, but it's definitely not been as good as the first one. But I'd say just give it a little bit. You know, the shows have been good. Really have been.
I think,
like Huge Pop says, it's been good.
I think I watched the day after because I have to be to work at I have to be up for work at 2 a.m. So I'm not staying up until 11 to watch a show. But it's still it's just shy of 3 hours, and I will say this until the cows come home. A wrestling show does not need to be 3 hours long. You can get your point across in 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful that on Netflix there's very little commercial breaks. That's great.
Yes.
But as far as the show quality, there's only so many times, so much you can do without making it feel like a PLE each week, because you don't want that, because that takes away from the PLE.
I get that.
You know, you do need those filler matches. You do need those "why are we here" kind of matches. You do need the storytelling. I'm glad there was more wrestling this week than there was backstage segments, which was a good thing. Yeah. But other than that, like, I think this week got back to where Monday Night Raw should be.
Okay. Fair. Mm-hmm. Hey, Matt the Duelist, thank you for joining in. Matt Sanchez, same person, Facebook and YouTube. Follow, subscribe us everywhere you go.
And shout out to him. He's the one that did
the Tuesday night Throwdown. Yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you, Matt, for doing that. Behind this, our logo. That's pretty cool. The Alpha Wolf. Thank you for being on here. Don't forget
that's Sean. He's a good dude from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's a good dude. He's one of the TikTok boys.
Awesome. So thank you guys for the support.
Of course. Sorry, I just want to say with Matt there, I agree with it was more wrestling than backstage promos, and I really enjoyed that. We all like promos, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when you do 75% of the show promos,
Yeah.
No.
So we started off with Jey Uso walking through the foyer, whatever, and he's like, hit my music. He comes down, and you love hearing that all the time. You love seeing the crowd interaction all the time, all the way down to the thing, stand in the ring, blah, blah, blah. Last week, I thought he was horrible on the mic. I really do. I think he needs a lot of practice on the mic. He seemed lost. But it is what it is. And then, of course, this segment was probably one of my favorite segments because I'm now starting to like Gunther and what he brings to the table. So him and that little confrontation they had was pretty cool. So Matt, how are you thinking about that? You look like you got something to say.
Well, okay, to go back to the Jey Uso thing, I don't think it's not that he can't cut a promo. I think he uses all of his energy to get down to the ring and to yeet for about a half hour. I think that should be cut down a little bit, just a little bit. Let him actually speak with a full set of lungs in him. But anyway, I do really enjoy. I really did enjoy this because I am starting to like Gunther again. He's just that dude, like he is what a champion's supposed to be. He is dominant. He doesn't need to cut a promo because he just chops you into next week. You know what I mean? Like, and I 100% agree with Pat McAfee what he said. Jay Dunn signed his death warrant last night.
Well, I agree. Like, the whole entrance could be cut down, but I mean, he's so over, and that's what the people want. When the crowd keeps saying, one more time, he's going to give it to him, and by that time, he's like, oh, he's all out of breath. Right. But I agree with you. He definitely needs a little bit more time on the mic. I'd say just give him a little bit more time. And that guy, he's already shining bright, and he's going to shine better.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad, horrible. I was just reading a little article that Rikishi posted out there about Jimmy and Jay, and everybody's dogging Jimmy why he's not in this why he's not doing the single run. And Rikishi would say, and this little thing I should have pulled it up. Give him time. Give him a chance. This is Jay's time. It'll be Jimmy's time in a bit. Mm-hmm. So, hey mom, hey dad, hey Kim, hey Justin, let's go, baby. Yes, sir. But I was happy how that segment ended. I was happy that there was a beatdown, and Jay said, "I'll see you at WrestleMania." I wanted him to take Gunther over Cody Rhodes. I think there's better storylines that need to be done in the Cody Rhodes saga, whatever. So I'm glad he said Gunther. I'm really happy about that. I don't know about anybody else's thought. Are you all right with him saying Gunther?
Oh, yeah. And, this is where Matt's going to disagree with me, but go Jay.
Well, I mean, the only problem I have with it, and I just feel like we've seen this before. In the sense of we've seen the underdog go to WrestleMania and beat Gunther. We saw that last year with Sami Zayn. Mm-hmm. And again, if Cody watches this, he's going to say everything's a rehash. Well, this is the true definition, the true build of a rehash. And I'm not like tearing it down or anything. I'm ready for it the next 90 days leading into WrestleMania. Is it 90 or is it 60?
60, I believe. Yeah.
Next
all of February, all of March, so 60.
Okay.
60, about 60.
The next 60 days is going to be electric because Jay has that energy. Gunther just wants to beat the brakes off of him. And the back and forth because they are two polar opposites. It's going and opposites do attract. They will make a good match at Mania. And for the Jey Uso fans, I really hope that Jey Uso wins, because then they'll get that feeling of what happened with Cody last year.
I came up with two questions for you guys. I want your feedback. What do you think? Jey Uso challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. Does Jey have a chance to dethrone Gunther, or is this a David Goliath storyline that will end in disappointment for Jey?
I believe he does have a chance to dethrone him. It's like you brought up last year, or not last year, 2 years ago, Cody going against Roman. Everybody expected Cody to win. Like it was a no-brainer, and he lost. I don't think you do that this time with Jey. I think you put him over. He's too hot, way too hot. Cody was blazing hot, but Jey's just. I think he's just on another level right there.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Cody last year, he lost for a purpose, to further the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Jey's story ends here. He gets to that level. I think him winning at Mania only furthers the bloodline story even further, because now he's the head of the table. If you really want to get down to it, Ulafala or not, he's the only one that's carrying gold. You know what I mean? Solo don't have gold. Roman don't have gold. And none of the other Samoans have gold. So, he's going to be standing there and be like, all right, what? Yeet? Yeet?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it's going to be. And
so that was a question. That was my next question, Matt. You answered yours. So how does this storyline fit into the larger bloodline narrative? And is it good move for Jey's career to separate from the storyline, or do you think it'll add to the story, the bloodline? I think Matt answered his stuff. He said it's going to add to the storyline and the bloodline.
I actually think it will add to the storyline, and then that's where. But I'm also just I was going to ask you guys, because I'm wondering, like, right now, what are we doing with the bloodline? I mean, Roman, got his face smashed in, so we'll see him shortly. Solo just came back. Jacob and Tama have been kind of running things, and it's just I don't see where they're going to go with that right at this moment. I don't see how they're going to fit that into everything. Like, Jimmy's doing his own thing as well, but like you were saying, man, he's not going to get pushed as hard as Jey, because Jey's the shining star right now. Jimmy will have his time, just we're not right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what happened prior, or when Gunther showed up, and I had to go back and watch it. I didn't realize this. What do you guys think about the incident with the fan with Gunther? He took his jacket off, he whipped it into the crowd, and smacked the fan in the face. So,
when I saw that, I thought, I was like, did he seriously just hit a fan with his jacket? Because he whipped it hard too. It wasn't just like he off to the side.
Yeah, so
I promised you he got backstage after the show and met the boys. I promised you that, and he got merch, because that kid took it hard to the face.
Gunther was so pissed, so in character. It was amazing to see. So that segment was one of my favorite segments. And before we go on to another segment, let's keep Samu, which is Rikishi's brother, who is the father of Jey and Jimmy. He's in the hospital. He's recovering from open heart surgery. So let's keep him in your prayers. The Anoa'i family, all that. So he's supposed to be at Pensacon this Sunday with Rikishi. So we'll see if he's there or not. But let's keep him in their prayers and all that stuff. So where do we want to go next? Anybody have a thing they want to talk about next? What's the next?
It's not Monday Night Raw, but I want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions. Like, where do you think if they should push Alexa?
Alexa Bliss.
That's my girl, and I don't think we see her in the Wyatt Sick. I really don't, because I don't think the Wyatt Sick is going to exist for much longer the way Bo Dallas is headed. It just seems like his health is in question, and I don't think that unless they bring her back into the fold as the leader, and I wouldn't mind that. I really wouldn't.
Well, since you said, did you guys see at the end of her match where the little barcode came up and stuff? The White 6 barcode.
I did not see that.
I didn't catch that.
It was right towards the end. It was like, really? So that's why I was like, it was the White 6 thing. And I was like, oh, something's going to happen here.
Just to backtrack to the fan interaction with Gunther, do you guys think WWE needs to up their safety protocol for people sitting close to the? I think that if they did that, I think that'd ruin it for the high dollar paying fans. I think fans have to understand that this shit happens, right? It's not a big deal. You didn't do it on purpose, so
it's like in baseball. Like an hour before the game, you hear the guy in the PA system. Balls may inadvertently fly into the stands. Please be aware. Like maybe they have to do that. Be like, things may fly into the crowd, so please be aware. I don't know.
It's like if you get court seats to a basketball game. Yeah. Somebody's going to end up running into you sometime possible. It's a very high chance. They're running full momentum. They can't stop themselves.
Correct. So we're going to move down to Io Sky and Dakota Kai versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They beat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. What do you guys think about that match?
Blood. That's the first thing that's the biggest thing that I took from that. That's the first time I've seen in a women's match in a long time that there's been blood, and it was the hard way. Like that was not. I was like, whew, that wasn't supposed to happen.
That was Liv got the blood, right?
Yeah.
Yep. No, that I will say that it didn't shock me. I was just like, okay, man, I actually put on a pretty good match there. And like you said, with the blood come out, and I was like, and Io just started attacking her. Well, let's open it up a little bit more.
Yeah, and I love how Rhea Ripley inserted herself in that, of course, after Liv, of course, and what she said to Io Sky afterwards is like, you'll get your shot. So I think, in my opinion, Rhea Ripley is going to be one hell of a women's champion. She's going to respect the title. She's going to do what she has to do with the title. And she's going to have give people shots, right? And so I like that about her.
I think what she said was, I'm not doing this because I'm sorry. I'm doing this because you earned it or something like that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she's giving mad respect to people. Yeah, she's doing.
Yeah, it was a very high respect for Io, so give her that shot.
I'm going on a limb. No, I'm not. I'm going to just be bold. I'd rather see her. I'd rather watch her as a women's champion than that other girl that showed up last on the Rumble. So, and I don't want to talk about her. So, anyways, I'm not a fan of Charlotte Flair. So I'll just say that.
I mean, yeah.
So
I'm a fan of Charlotte when she had a body.
Yeah, she's 6'2" and nothing. She looks horrible. I mean, it's it looks like a skeleton.
Here's the thing: like her and Andrade got a divorce, and from what I understand, Andrade got 3/4 of her ass sets.
Did they really get a divorce?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even hear about that one.
Where are we at here?
That's crazy, though, man. So, yeah, she, because it was like, I thought she was going to come back like pretty fit, just like most of them do. They're off for a while. They come back in twice as good shape, but like she shed a little too much weight.
So let's talk about the women's elimination chamber qualifier match. Bayley defeating Irie Valkyrie via pinfall. What's your guys' takes on those?
Before we get into that, what you guys think of Penta's promo that he made? Because it was between those two matches.
Mm-hmm. I like this promo, man, and I gotta say the guy's busting his butt to really get the English down, and he freaking. I think he did awesome.
I think he did good. I think he did really good at this promo. And here's the thing: a lot of people on TikTok are dogging him like he's trash, and I think these guys need to start watching wrestling. Is he going to make mistakes? Did he look off? Yeah, he looked off because that was his first damn match back. You know, if we're WWE, yeah, he's going to look bad, but he didn't look horrible.
I think his match with Ludwig last week was great.
Yeah, but everybody's dogging him about his performance at the Royal Rumble and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, so he messed up. Yeah, he did. Okay. But there's a lot of mess ups, but we didn't stop dogging him. I think he's an asset to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him in AEW, and I love him here.
Yep. And
my concern with that is, what are they going to do with him? I hope they do something good with him.
Well,
that was my question.
His little program he's got right now with Kaiser and Pete Dunne, I think those three could have an absolute banger. It just sucks that it's not for a championship, because I think one of those guys, all three of those guys, could be like an IC champion or a US champion or something like that.
So, Matt, do you think they would go the avenue to go towards that guy over in TNA? I don't want to say his name because he might appear on my show, and I don't want that to happen. Do you think he could show? Do you think they could enter that realm, or the NXT, to give Penta those championships, or do you think there's another championship he could go after?
Yes, I wouldn't mind seeing Penta as NXT champion. I really wouldn't. Or just North American Championship. I also wouldn't mind seeing them bring back the cruiserweights, because Penta is a cruiserweight. Pete Dunne is a cruiserweight. Ludwig Kaiser is a cruiserweight. Right. I think a cruiserweight division would be amazing right now.
I agree with that 1,000%, man, because you have these cruiserweights, a lot of times going up against the big heavyweights, trying to get a title. And I'm just like, man, if they had brought back that cruiserweight, you would see some amazing matches for them for that title.
Captain Rafu Chu. Thank you, Raf, for joining the show. Please hit the follow button if you haven't already. So, what's going on, man? Women's Elimination Chamber match, Bayley versus Lyra Valkyrie via pinfall.
That was a hell of a match.
Yes. And
you can catch Bayley Friday night in the Celebrity All-Star game on TNT.
Really?
Yeah.
What's she going to do there?
Nice.
She's playing in it.
See, I haven't been paying attention to basketball much lately.
Well, no, they announced that last night on Raw that she was going to be.
Missed that one.
So here's a question for you guys: with Bayley, Alexis Bliss, Liv Morgan in the Women's Elimination Chamber, where do you see the women's division heading, and who else would be a good candidate in that Elimination Chamber?
Ooh, who would be a good candidate? Matt, I'll let you go because I got to think about that one.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to say break out your spoons, because we're going to have some cottage cheese in this match. We're going to have Nia Jax is going to be there.
Oh my goodness, cottage
gone but not forgotten.
Y'all killing me with that.
Nia Jax.
But the direction that they're going, I think this one's going to be. and it's almost too predictable at this point. I think it's going to be Liv Morgan, because I don't think her story with Rhea is done.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I
Unfortunately.
can't disagree with you. I want to, but I can't, just because I personally want Lexa to go over. But
Oh, so do I. Absolutely. I think Alexa Bliss versus Tiffany Stratton would be amazing.
Right. Absolutely.
100%.
100%.
Oh, highness.
You think Bailey has a shot though? Honestly, could they put her? Could they put her over?
It could.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, you could put her over. I mean, she's a good champ. She's proven she's a good champ. She's good when she goes against title, but I don't know. Her against, well, we still don't know. I mean, hopefully I didn't miss who Charlotte picked.
She hasn't picked anybody yet.
We don't know who she's picked, and so we don't know who's facing who.
Right. So
we have Bailey this weekend against Roxanne Perez and Julia.
Yes.
Julia.
Yeah.
That's at the TNA show, right?
No, that's NXT. That's Vengeance Day. On Saturday night.
So I'm so thankful to see this guy at the Rumble. I'm glad that he showed up last night, and this dude looks fit as shit. I mean, he looks amazing. I hope he's not here just to put people over, but probably is. That's what AJ Styles is good. He could wrestle. He's one of those guys who can wrestle them out and make them look good. And why not, right? Dominic and Carlito attacking AJ Styles. That segment was amazing.
That Pele kick he delivered to Carlito was amazing. I'm like, that is vintage AJ Styles, and I loved it. Fast forward a little bit, or rewind just a little bit to when his little interaction with Breaker.
Oh,
that was good too, because that could be a Mania match right there. Breaker Styles for the IC Championship.
Oh yeah,
I'd be 100% okay with that.
Could Braun Breaker drop it to AJ Styles for one last time?
I wouldn't mind it.
I would not complain about that whatsoever.
No, not at all. Do you think that's in the cards for WWE storyline and stuff?
For me personally, I would hope so, just because Breaker's got a great future, man. He's going to hold more titles. He's going to hold the world title, and AJ, you got to give him a belt, man. I think that guy's put in so much work over so many years. And you put him in a few matches, a little feud here or there, then you don't do anything with them.
I think also they have an opportunity to put AJ in a big championship match at Mania against sorry Scott, but Joe Hendry. I think AJ was the original TNA guy against the current champion at Mania. Holy shit, that would be amazing. I'm here for it.
Very solid point right there.
I mean, I don't mind watching Joe Hendry get his ass kicked. I mean, I'm good for that. I really am. Bring your name, say your name. I don't care how. Play your guitar. So I watched this segment. I was flipping through TikTok. Now I figured out who this Joe Hendry is. He's the modern day Elias.
He's better than Elias.
1,000%
better than Elias.
He is, but he's the modern day Elias. Sitting in that crowd where, whatever.
It's his gimmick though, and he is over like crazy.
And I think that's what I hate the most is his gimmick. It's not he's phenomenal in the ring. I'm not going to take anything away from him. The boy can go. He knows what he's doing. I just don't like the gimmick.
You can't stand the gimmick.
Right. That's right.
I mean, a lot of people hate Danhausen, but I think he's freaking great. Right. He's hilarious.
One of those things, yes. So, but the Dominic Mysterio Carlito thing set up for Mysterio and AJ Styles next week, and I hope Dom gets his ass beat. Hope so.
But I think it was very true what AJ told him. You've put in some work in here, man. You're here all the time, and you give it your all, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I loved what he said. He said the only difference is that you're still Rey Mysterio's punk ass kid.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, buddy.
Well, let's jump ahead to Rey Mysterio because you brought him up. Damn. What a way to close the show. I'm not talking about the match. I'm talking about the beatdown old boy Ray took.
Yeah, I mean, I only got to see like a 20 seconds of it, but
Go on TikTok.
Like, wow.
It's a whole thing's there. He got beat down by the boys. I love what they're doing with that group with the New Day. I love it.
Keeping with the Rey Mysterio thing, he has been issued a cease and desist order by Marvel, because his gear has been heavily Marvel themed. So Marvel has issued a cease and desist order to WWE, and he's been told that he cannot wear as much Marvel stuff as he has been.
Staying on that topic, okay? This just popped in my head. I just get these thoughts. Rey Mysterio got in trouble, right? Because of Marvel. If Cody Cornette was on the show, I could ask him personally what New Day with Kofi and Xavier, they're wearing anime clothes outfits too. What do you think they could go this would be stupid, but a gimmick storyline where they start jabbing at each other for who they're representing and what trouble they're getting in with that and all that stuff, or do you think that's just not even an idea that Tripp is having?
I think that's a little bit more of a reach than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them doing anything like that.
Yeah,
because you have Marvel, and then you have, again, I have no clue what. And again, if Cody rewatches his back, I don't like all this stuff with like again, I don't know what he's talking about. Could be Pokemon, could be Power Rangers. I don't know. It really doesn't matter to me. It's all you know what I mean? So they're two different things. And Marvel's here and what he watches is down here.
So facts. Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio had that match prior to him getting the beat down. Guys, I could told you before the match was even going to start that they're going to put over the young kid.
Yeah.
Ray is that good. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need the Elimination Chamber, to be honest with you. He's on the way out like Cena, in my opinion. But I wish they were with somebody different. How do you feel about Logan Paul getting the spot in Elimination Chamber? You guys okay with that?
I'm not upset with it, man, because as much as people like to hate on Paul, dog him, he puts in the work and he puts on a show. I don't care who you are, that guy puts on a show and he gives you his all. So I'm not mad at all for him getting that spot Elimination Chamber. Did you guys catch the whole when he went to go with his punch?
Yeah.
I was like, really?
I love what my boy CM Punk said to him. I love the whole man, you're getting Dominic heat right now. Like, how are you getting Dominic heat out here? I was like, really? You're referencing that's interesting that that you would say that. I think as far as him getting the spot, we all knew it was going to happen because he's the only guy in that match right now that could do those high spots. Like, we have to have someone in that match that could fly off the top of the. You know what I mean? And breaking news, thank you, Matt to Do List. Ricky Starks just showed up on NXT.
Nice.
What?
Yeah. We'll get there.
I've been waiting for that.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt to Do List.
Oh, I'm so glad I have that recorded.
CM Punk. You mentioned CM Punk and what he has to say about Logan Paul. Could this be a major match, Matt and Rico, or do you think it would just be a one-off?
For him in the chamber?
No, Punk and Logan Paul going forward.
Oh, I actually think that would. You could build up a feud with those two right there, man, because you have Logan who's getting so much heat and Punk who's he's a favorite. And I think you could have a good storyline feud right there if you really wanted to work at it.
Yeah, because they're both really good on the stick. They really are. Punk is arguably the best in the business right now. Right. With that microphone in his hand. I think it's going to be, if they go in that direction, which they probably will, I think it's going to be entertaining. And I'm here, and I want CM Punk to take that toolbox that he had in Hell in a Cell and just beat the brakes off of Logan Paul. I'm not a Logan Paul guy. I can't stand the guy. I haven't liked the guy since he dug up some old dead bodies over in Japan. I don't like the guy. I think he's worthless. He's a POS of a human being.
I just want to real quick add on to what you saying CM Punk, really good on the mic. You brought up Marvel. I look at CM Punk as being like the Deadpool of WWE.
Yes.
He breaks that wall down and he tells the truth how it is, man, and that's how he gets you.
Well, he started doing that during the infamous pipe bomb when he won.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Colt Cabana, and he will forever be. Where are my ice cream bars? Like that, and I tell this story all the time. My favorite Punk moment, it was him, Alberto Del Rio, and another dude. I can't remember who it was. And this was at the height of the Del Rio. It's my destiny. And like he was saying that like every week, and Punk looked at him. He goes, and if you say it's my destiny one more time, I swear to Jeebus, I'm going to start drinking.
Yeah.
And it's all like, it's amazing. Like Punk, Phil is my guy. Like Phil's been my guy since like way back. So
do you think Punk and his? I have a sense that they need to figure out where he's going. Is he going to be in that feud with John Cena? Because obviously there is a feud going on because he called John Cena a free meal ticket to get in. He didn't have to do nothing to get in the elimination chamber. So he started that ball rolling. Then Logan Paul. Logan Paul feud. So is there too many things going on, or is that going to be a three-way down the road somewhere?
I see a one-on-one with Cena and Punk. Logan Paul. I like the guy. It's like it's weird. I hate him, but I like him at the same time. Like I hate him, but he's good. I hate to say, but he's good.
I think is it just the Elimination Chamber and then we get a month off and then we go to Mania, or is there something?
I don't think so.
Did they take away? Well, yeah, we haven't done Fastlane in a while.
Is there a Saturday main event in between?
I mean, like a PLE, like a Fastlane.
Yeah, I don't think
they
there is.
Throw that before Mania.
I don't think there is.
But I don't think there is either.
There should be, because that would be a perfect place to put Punk and Logan. Because I don't think Punk Logan is a WrestleMania quality match. I really don't.
Mm-mm.
That could be handled on a Monday Night Raw. There is one thing that we did skip over. Was that the video package about Kevin Owens?
Yes, I forgot about that. I was going to talk about Seth Rollins here in a minute, but that you're right. Kevin Owens, man, whew, he is one pissed off individual. And you know what? Watching that, sorry, Sami Zayn, he has every right to be pissed at you. 100%. Sami Zayn is a prick. He watched by his best friend get destroyed, and he didn't help a lick. So Sammy,
because he didn't want to interfere. That's why.
No, because
he's friends with both of them.
Sammy needs to get his head out of his ass and be a friend like he is. If he's a friend with Kevin Owens, he's friends with Kevin Owens. Don't stand by and get your boy. That'd be like me seeing Matt get his ass kicked down across the hall, and I'm just gonna watch it. Nah, that's not what family does, man. I think he did KO dirty on that. So,
I mean, you got to remember that old Sammy there, he's an honorary Oos. You know, you talk about bloodline, you talk about family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think he's got himself in too many different pieces, and he's gonna get screwed. But that's going to turn out to be a good storyline. I have a feeling.
Oh yeah, well, those two at Mania.
Oh, absolutely. And if you want a really good match, I think it's somewhere on YouTube. They fought several times in ROH. It's Kevin Steen versus El Generico, which is Sami Zayn in a mask.
Okay.
They wrestled in this no holds barred kind of match. It was like, oh my God, you want violence? This is right up Scott's alley. Like setting up like these scaffoldings and everything, just like doing swantons. It was just chair shots, like everything. Like this was gratuitous violence for gratuitous violence. Check that one out. I don't remember what the match exactly was, but they did fight several times in ROH, and they were great matches. And then everything that they did in NXT was really good too. So,
oh yeah, those guys will put on one heck of a show every time.
I'm intrigued about this next one, man. Seth Rollins comes up at the top of the arena or wherever. I don't know where he was, but he was giving his promo, telling how he felt, and insert Finn Balor. And to me, Seth is gold. He will always be gold on the mic. That guy's phenomenal. What do you think about Finn Balor putting himself in? I wish Demon Finn would come back. I thought I liked him a whole lot better than Finn. What do you think about that segment, guys? What's your feelings going forward? What will this produce?
But for me, I just wish so badly that Finn would. I love Seth. He's my favorite right now, man. I've said that many times before. But I just wish Finn, they push and because he's so great, man. And like you had him up here and then he just slowly went down, went to NXT and popped back up and then come back to the main roster and just started sliding right back down. I want to see Finn get that push and move further.
I think this is just me, and it's wishful thinking, I think, at this point. I really would love to see Finn leave the Judgment Day. I would love to see him leave the Judgment Day and start Balor Club and go and bring in Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the GOD.
Bring GOD back. Oh, I would love that.
And then go and say, all right, AJ, we've had our differences. Let's put it aside and go. Let's go be that final nail in the coffin of the bloodline. Let's go put these guys away. Do the one thing that no one else could get the job done. Let's be the club. Let's go and put them away.
You think you see Finn beating Seth on Monday?
No. and that'll give the Judgment Day all the reason in the world to kick him out.
Yep.
You think he gets kicked out of the Judgment Day on Monday night?
Yep. And maybe not.
Do you think it'll be this month, or maybe a week or two from now?
Yeah.
So, with all the storylines that happen on Monday and all the stuff that's going on, elimination coming up, how would you rate where WWE is right now in the storyline moving towards WrestleMania? Are there any feuds or segments that you felt didn't click or didn't do anything for the upcoming 60 days? Or do you think it was all on pace? And do you think WWE is doing a good job working slowly up to Mania?
I think they're doing a pretty solid job, and I like how it's we're almost getting back to that. You get surprised of who's facing who's coming out. It's not leaked everywhere where 3 weeks ahead of time. Oh yeah, this is what's going to happen. It's good to have that surprise every now and then, and I feel like it's going back to that. Not fully, but you're somewhat getting that again.
Yeah.
I think that's all the right seeds have been planted. I really do. I think everything is where it needs to be to make WrestleMania a solid, because Punk has options. Cena has options. Roman's still out. He's got options. You have all these different people. Drew has options. I think the stuff that they're doing with, like I said earlier, with Penta and Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser, that's great. The women's division has a lot of options. You look at WWE has all the stuff in the palm of their hand, and they can go in any direction that they want.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't paint themselves into a corner like they did last year, and that was great. They are doing it a lot better than they did last year.
So with that said, Matt and Rico, if you had to pick one with all the storylines going on right now, SmackDown, Raw, etc., NXT, TNA, is there a match specifically you'd be excited to see at WrestleMania, and why?
Orton and Cena. Just because those two together, man. Those two together, and just that heat they always had with each other. That's a match I would love to see one final time.
There's that one, and there's two more that I would love to see. Punk Cody at Mania for that world title, because I really do. I think Punk deserves that main event spot, because he's never done it. He's been consistent this time around, and he's been a company man. He's been that dude. The other one is the one I just talked about with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. So I'm excited for that, because they are going to tear the house down. There's not going to be a brick left at wherever they're in Vegas. They're going to take that stuff to the streets, dude. Like, it's going to be gratuitous violence for gratuitous violence, and it's freaking great. I can't wait.
My pick would be, like, I think Matt's first pick was CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. When I think of a huge match, I think of build up, right? You have 60 days. Punk wins the chamber. Punk goes after Cody. Now you're going to start the mic work. The what Netflix is doing, the movie type thing, that those vendettas, all that stuff that is going to be amazing. You're going to see similar stuff, I think, when The Rock and Cody Rhodes last year, with all the beat downs and all the trash talking. If you want to have, and I love Cody Rhodes, yes, I said that. I love Cody Rhodes now. What he did, what he's been doing the last 2 weeks, being a complete utter, I don't want to say jackass, but mean, like serious as hell. He's got this serious thing now in his brain going, I think that's going to be a good match. CM Punk. Unfortunately, I think you're going to find Roman Reigns in the mix somehow, unless they start something with Solo and Roman. I don't know. But I want to see Roman. I want to see Cody and CM Punk for sure.
What happens when Cody comes out on SmackDown like next week or the week after with his hair dyed black again? Like, what happens then? The place is going to go nuts.
No, he's one segment away from that. He is getting so close. He's just getting irritated as hell at everybody. And he's going to snap. I see him snapping before WrestleMania. Unfortunately, that'll be his downfall because I think that's because he snaps so much, he will lose focus and CM Punk will be our next champion.
Let me ask you guys this. Out of those, let's say out of Punk, Cena, Roman, Drew, and Seth, just those guys right there, do you think they necessarily need to have a championship match, or can they just go ahead and have a match at WrestleMania without a belt on the line?
All 5 of those guys that you just mentioned do not need a championship around their waist.
No, I don't know.
And that's if it's someone like Logan to win it, you wouldn't expect it, but those other guys don't need it because.
Yeah, and I hope that's not what they're going to do. I really do. I hope that's not what's happening. My God, I'm not. Matt said it. You're going to need somebody in that elimination chamber that's willing to do that risk-taking jumps, and there's your guy. Not taking anything away from Logan Paul because he's a phenomenal athlete. He is. I mean, and shit, he earned his flowers, right? He's been performing for how many years at a high level?
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget the Ricochet Logan Paul collision in the middle of and that up in the air like that. Oh my God,
man. That hurt.
Absolutely. So Triple H took a lot of heat for what I want to talk about next. And I have to say this after listening to some of the people talk. People got to understand Triple H is more into the, what do you call it? The story building, all the internal stuff. But people, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 WWE talent that got released. And I see it all over TikTok how people are just dogging Triple H. It's his fault. It's his fault. It's his fault. Well, he doesn't own WWE no more, right? TKO does. And I have a feeling, if I'm not wrong, you might be able to tell me different. Is TKO the responsible for letting these guys go?
I believe so, yes. And here's the thing. And I talked to you about this yesterday a little briefly. People are so upset about this whole situation, right? But yet you haven't seen 95% of these people in like over a month on TV. Yep. But yet they're your favorites, right? They're guys that shouldn't be released. Well, if they're just sitting in the back, collecting a paycheck,
smart
then
business.
Why are we getting upset about it?
I mean, just run down the names: Cedric Alexander, Blair Davenport, Sonya Deville.
She's the only one that I'm a little upset with.
Authors of Pain, Ahmed and Rizar.
I don't like that one.
Paul Ellering,
yeah.
Ellering, the Hall of Famer. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Isla Dawn. Genovese Vinci, and Elektra Lopez were the ones released. And like Matt and Rico said, 2 of them, maybe. Other ones are sitting backstage eating the concession stands and doing whatever. And I think TKO is smart for business. You got to open up. But look what happened, right? They opened up some salary cap for guys like this that got released from AEW yesterday, I think. Ricky Starks, Miro, and Malachi Black. Two of
Now-
those I want to see in WWE. One I could care less.
Malachi Black.
Here's the thing that also that we have to look back at this whole situation and realize that not all of them were outright fired from their positions, right?
Right.
They weren't. It didn't say they were fired.
Right.
They just didn't renew their contracts.
Correct.
Like Sonya Deville, I believe her contract was up. Same thing with the Authors of Pain. Same thing with Gallows and Anders. Like most of those people, they weren't fired. They were just not re-signed, and like now they can go, and if their style fits AEW, like Cedric Alexander should go over to AEW and join Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
You, dude, like seriously, you fit that. Authors of Pain could go to New Japan and just be Godzilla all over again and just like run roughshod over everybody. Or go to TNA. You know what I mean? Like some of these guys can go to TNA and still be seen on WWE TV, but underneath a different look.
Yep.
You know, so before we get all upset, and I know we're not upset. It's just before the IWC in general gets all upset, we have to realize it was not necessarily a firing. It's just we didn't renew your contract.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's what, at the end of the day, everybody has to realize it is a business. You have to make some harsh decisions. And like you said, they weren't fired. It's just like, hey, we're not going to renew your contract, And let's not forget who one of those board members is. He's smart in business. He knows the business.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, that is Tuesday night throwdowns. I appreciate Matt coming on and stepping in. He has tomorrow off, so I appreciate you. Rico, always on board. Thank you for joining the club. And
Matt came to the A show.
Yep, Matt came to the A show. So I appreciate everybody. Again, I'll say this: it's brotherhood. It's everybody in this group of 5, 6, whoever's in the group. We all have each other's backs. I know that anything happens, we could all lean on each other for support. So that's what Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast is about. Our Huge Pop Wrestling Sports Entertainment. I think I switched the YouTube channel to that. So follow us on there. Same website, same everything. Anybody have any closing remarks before we send off? Rico, we'll start with you.
I'm just going to say Alexa all the way.
Okay, there you go. Matt?
Now, I had to come here tonight because I still haven't received my my championship. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like I won something 3 weeks ago at the Rumble.
Where'd it go?
See, now he's losing it.
No, it's over here.
He purposely hit it.
I think upon Cody's absence to the show, I think him and Matt set it up so that he could get it. So I think that's the problem right there. No, it's over here. I got it. Yeah. So tomorrow's mail day.
It'll be sitting right next to this. My
There you go.
my fantasy football championship.
So as we bid farewell and adieu, anybody love watching the Eagles roll the KC Chiefs?
Yes.
Shots fired, buddy.
I was
fired.
so happy. I said, smash them down. They didn't just smash them. They put them to shame.
But like Lomas Brown said today, and I won't quote him for word, the Philadelphia Eagles defense is the blueprint for what every defense needs to be in the NFL. And if Detroit Lions don't go out and pick up some defensive players to fill those spots and get healthy, if they do, man, we're going to go undefeated this year. But I had to shout out to my Philadelphia Eagles rolling those Kansas City Chiefs. So Matt took one on the chin, and he was. I loved it. Matt says in his Facebook post, he said, "Good job, guys." And it just wasn't, not enough said about Patty Mahomes. It just wasn't their game. It was not. They looked off.
I've not seen Patrick Mahomes look that lost under center since he was at Texas Tech.
Right. So,
well, you know what that reminded me of? You remember when the Patriots went 16-0, and then in the Super Bowl, the Giants just kept sacking them left and right, and freaking Brady was just he couldn't do anything about it, man. And that's what it reminded me of. Like, they had nothing for the Eagles' defense.
I don't know where you're ringing.
But I will say this. Everybody get ready for the Lions next year.
So, everybody, thanks again for putting up with us, brothers. We are brothers in all kinds of ways. And I love everybody. I thank you for the people watching us and who's going to watch us. Subscribe to the Huge Pop Wrestling Facebook and YouTube channel for more awesome stuff on Tuesday night Throwdown. Monday main event Mondays. On Mondays we talk about WrestleMania leading up to it, and we had interviews. So look forward to all that. And again, thank you guys. God bless and.